Protests in the streets after the Trump administration decides to roll back the DREAM Act. Then 2 days later, the president tweets out, for all those DACA that are concerned about your status during the 6-month period, you have nothing to worry about, no action. We'll take a look at the impact this is having here in Colorado. Plus, it seems like there's always something changing the downtown Denver skyline. We'll hear what's in store for the future. And we are celebrating the League of Women Voters. I'm Anne Trujillo, and welcome to Politics Unplugged. They held up signs, chanted, and shared their stories. These are some of Colorado's 17,000 so-called dreamers, people who were brought to the U.S. as young children without documents by their parents or other relatives, who have been allowed to stay in this country, even start the road to citizenship by an Obama-era policy. They hit the streets in protest this last week after the U.S. Attorney General announced he was rolling back that policy, giving lawmakers 6 months to come up with a new plan, words that hit hard.
We want to send a message to Washington, D.C. that they need to put politics aside and put people first and truly come up with a solution to making sure that families are able to stay together.
We're molded in struggle, and the struggle doesn't stop, so we have to brush it aside, be strong, and just keep going.
Well, joining us to talk about these developments are immigration attorney James Lamb and Christian Solano Cordova from the Colorado Immigrant Rights Coalition. So, gentlemen, thank you both for being here. Let's start with you, Mr. Lamb. What kinds of calls are you getting at your office given these announcements this week?
We're getting some calls for people wanting to explore other options, see if they have other avenues for relief in case DACA does, in fact, get canceled. Well, it has been canceled, but in case there is not a legislative fix or something else down the road. I would say that in general, people have been following the news pretty closely, so they're already pretty up on what's going on. So
it doesn't feel like a sense of panic that we've been hearing in some cases.
I think there is. I think there's worry, but I do think a lot of, this is really the well-educated, accomplished group of people, and they were paying attention to the news, so they're already somewhat, I think, mentally prepared for the possibility that this could happen. And
Christian, I know you're a DACA recipient, so your reaction?
Well, we saw this coming a mile away. With the pardon of Sheriff Joe Arpaio, it was not a good sign for us. Doesn't tell us that this president has ever been on our side.
So you really feel like that was a turning point?
Yeah, I mean, pardoning someone who's convicted of violating civil rights of immigrants, that tells you something about where this administration's going.
So how are you feeling then in general?
I mean, I'm not in shock anymore. I think I saw it coming. I think there's a lot of people probably in shock, and that's okay. But I think I see this as an opportunity to move forward and really push for the DREAM Act. So that's what I'm excited about. I'm trying to move all my anxieties to feel more like excitement, I guess.
You talked about options, looking at options. Are there options?
It really depends on the person. The immigration law is very, very fact-specific, and seemingly extremely minor facts can have a tremendous difference on someone's life.
So give me some examples.
Okay. So, for example, if someone marries a U.S. citizen, which is something that a lot of people think will fix the situation, it doesn't necessarily. If the person had a lawful entry into the United States and they later marry a U.S. citizen, there might be an avenue of relief for them. But let's say instead that they came across at, I don't know, the age of 4 or 5, and they never had a legal entry into the United States. Well, it's going to be a lot more complicated, and there's a lot more hurdles to them ever legalizing their status outside of DACA. And so we have a lot of people who fall into this category where they're eligible for DACA. They're people that I think the United States would clearly benefit greatly from having, but because they don't meet some of the technicalities of the law, their way forward is blocked.
Some of what we heard from students this week is that they're concerned that the government has all of their personal information. Does that worry you in any way? Does that seem to be really an issue for a lot of people? Christian? I
mean, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the legal rules around using our information would be, but I do know that, I'm now, in case my work permit expires, I might have to worry about being targeted for deportation. And on top of that, many of us, we live with our families, and so, it puts our families at risk as well.
Do you really feel like you could be targeted for deportation?
I mean, after my work permit expires, that's definitely a possibility. That's the DACA program would, it protects someone from deportation. It gives a reprieve from deportation. And so if I were no longer covered under it, let's say 2 years from now, once my work permit expires, then I would definitely be open. it would be an open field, basically.
What happens to people who think they qualified for DACA but maybe didn't go through the process? Is this all done with, or
yeah,
choices are eliminated?
unfortunately, if you didn't have an initial DACA application filed, then that means actually through the mailroom at USCIS by September 5th, there's no more program for you. And for renewals, the problem is that we have a very limited time frame in which to do it. If the renewal application isn't submitted by October 5th, it won't be accepted thereafter, and it is only available to someone whose expiry date is between September 5th and October 5th, sorry, March 5th of next year.
And so for students right now, if for some reason this goes away, it would affect really their status as a college student, right? Their financial situation. Explain how that works.
Well, to use an example from my practice, I have one client in particular who, after she got DACA, went to professional school, took out student debt, and is now working in her field. And it's a field that, if her work authorization goes away, there's no question that she's going to have to leave. And not only is she going to lose her employer, she's going to lose that that entire profession, which to me is tragic.
Do you think that, well, let's talk about some of the options right now, because we see Congress, I mean, the ball is in Congress's court. They've not had success in the past in dealing with this issue. What would you like to see happen? What do you think could happen?
I mean, over the short term, I would definitely like to see a DREAM Act fix. Beyond that, I think we'd all like to have a more comprehensive fix where this country comes together and figures out what kind of immigration system we want to have. I don't see that happening, certainly.
Christian, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm exactly optimistic, but I'm definitely hopeful that a clean DREAM Act will pass without any ties to border wall or like extra, immigration raids. That's what I would like to see, and I think that's what a lot of people in our communities would like to see, a clean DREAM Act. And
what are you hearing in your community, whether it's your parents or your fellow DACA recipients? How are they feeling right now?
There's definitely a lot of fear, and it's good to acknowledge that that's the case. But I've been trying to help people kind of channel all that emotion into something productive and take action and rally. The way I see it, once this program really expires, we're going to have 800,000 new activists at our disposal, ready to really go and target their senators.
Are you also prepared to go back to your country of birth? Is that something that crosses your mind?
No, this is my home. I haven't been there since I was 3 years old. All of my memories were formed in this country, so this is my home.
Do you think that President Trump will end up having to resort to executive action, much like President Obama did?
I can't answer that question. I think we get a tweet a day from Trump, as we just saw now. It would be very politically difficult, I think, I actually don't have a good answer. It would be very politically difficult to start deporting people as sympathetic and as so American as the Dreamers. So I would certainly hope that something would happen, but...
Christian?
Yeah, I would never know. He's definitely opened the door to that, it seems like. But, given that they painted this perfectly reasonable and constitutional program as unconstitutional, I don't know how he could backtrack on that.
We have about 30 seconds. Anything else either one of you wants to say about this program, and as we look forward to these next 6 months to see what happens?
Yeah, I think that President Trump views this as an opportunity to finally get the DREAM Act passed, something that the last two predecessors haven't been able to accomplish. But I don't think he's taken into account the human impact and the fact that he's playing politics with our lives.
Well, we will see what happens. We will all be watching. So thank you, gentlemen, for being here. We appreciate it, and we'll be right back.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. The downtown Denver skyline is iconic. Of course, it's constantly changing these days. New buildings, new businesses, new condos, you name it, they're popping up all over the place all the time. Well, Tammy Dorr is the president and CEO of the Downtown Denver Partnership and is joining us now to talk more about this rapid growth. We see so much change happening in downtown Denver. what's coming next is the big question right now.
Well, it does seem with the growth in our center city that there's something coming new every day, whether it's a new company, a new development, a new urban planning project. But we do have a lot of exciting things happening, particularly around the planning for our center city. We have a very strong vision for what is called the 5280 Loop, and that's a linear, it's a linear park that will connect all of the center city neighborhoods together, pedestrian and bike trail, and we're working on the planning process right now, so we've already had over 15,000 people experience the proposed location and give us input on what they think it should look like.
So I'm thinking the partnership buildings and businesses, but you're talking about a park.
Certainly,
Why?
And we call it a park, but really it is a way to move around between the center city neighborhoods, just finished at a very high level of detail. So it has a park-like feeling to it. Well, we spend a very significant amount of our time on urban planning. We focus on people, place, and business. And place is incredibly important because the stronger the place that we build, the greater and more inspiring the physical environment of our city, the more likely we're able to attract new residents and new employers.
And I think people also take an issue with that when they look at our city growing so rapidly and saying, I can't afford to live here, and I certainly can't deal with the traffic anymore. How do you balance those issues?
Well, we're definitely a growing city, so as you grow, options come up to address affordable housing, as well as how do you address mobility and transit options. In terms of housing, I'm really glad you brought that up, because in order for us to remain competitive, we must ensure that this is an affordable place to live. And with that, there are a number of things underway. We worked with the city over the last year to develop an affordable housing fund that will help drive development in that arena. We're also working on some other policies and programs to create more options for individuals and constantly seeking out new developers that build a wide array of housing at various price points. It's something we're going to need to stay very close to so that our companies can continue to attract the workforce and grow.
Because I think a lot of us who have been here for a very long time, we still want to see that Denver charm, and we still want our families to move back here at some point. So how do you make sure that the Denver skyline doesn't look like every other skyline, that we have a unique Denver brand?
Well, we already do have a very unique Denver brand. The way that we've built our city, the strategic planning efforts we put in place to design what it feels like in our urban environment, they actually do stand out. We have visitors from cities across the country and the world to come and look at some of the work that we're doing. Union Station neighborhood development is a really great example of that. There are so many more. The trick will be, as we continue to grow, to really keep challenging ourselves to remain competitive, not just on a national level, but on an international level. And that's where we're moving to now. We have a number of areas in the heart of our city that are ripe for redevelopment. And we're doing a lot of planning around those areas to really determine what could they be and what kind of economic drivers could they be for our city.
Because bottom line, downtown Denver is the draw really for our state. I mean, this is where visitors, international visitors, want to come and see downtown, right?
Well, downtown Denver is the economic hub, certainly for the city, certainly for the state, but the reality is we truly serve as the urban center for the Rocky Mountain West. When you think about it, look how far we are from any other premier urban city center. And we know that this significant movement back into the urban core by both companies and residents is taking place across the country, and the cities that build the right places and attract those audiences, they win. They economically win. We've been winning. Since 2010, we have had our center city grow by 16,000 residents just in the heart of downtown, and that's growing exponentially. Companies, tech companies in particular, the growth that we're experiencing there is we definitely saw some of it coming. We certainly didn't see the magnitude of it that we're seeing now.
Well, we know people love Colorado. We see them moving into our neighborhoods every day. So, Tammy Dorr, thank you so much from the Downtown Denver Partnership for talking about the future of Denver. We'll be right back. Good. Well, it's official. Lieutenant Governor Donna Lynn announces she is running for governor. She made it official on Thursday, joining an already crowded field. Lynn touted her role in restoring fiscal stability when she worked in New York during a time when that great city was almost bankrupt.
And I learned a really important lesson, if that we all put our self-interests aside and work for the collective good, we can find solutions for everyone.
Now, during election season, we often turn to the League of Women Voters for information we can trust. And joining us right now from the League is Diane Young. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
The League of Women Voters is celebrating 85 years.
85 years.
First of all, congratulations.
Yes, and I just realized I've been a member for 47 of those years.
That's impressive.
It's a long time.
We were talking earlier off camera about how the League started. Give us a little bit of background.
Well, it did start with the suffragette movement and the women wanting the right to vote. And when they did get it, then there was, we wanted to start and use our political power to try to work with governments, state governments, local governments, and national governments. Mm-hmm. And so forming groups, and Denver started in 1932. It was the Women's Citizen League at that time. They were interested in child welfare. They were interested in international relations. I just read something about interested in parks and recreation and the housing authority. All of those go way back to the early days. So
you said that even in the history of the League of Women Voters, that the League took a stand on the housing authority.
Well, we do take stands as it is now. We study an issue. We decide an issue that's important to study, and we study it for a couple of years, getting all the information, going to our members, and having them sort of vote by consensus. Like, how do we feel about this? So, we've done things like the Reapportionment Commission. It was in the paper today. We got that going. We got petitions and signatures. So based on our position, what the agreement of the members, then we take positions and action and go to the different government entities, school boards and council members and all of that.
So you collectively as a group will go to these
or someone to represent us, and the president of the organization said the League of Women Voters, 400 members decided that we would oppose something or for something. So that's one arm of our mission besides the voter service.
Explain why you're so passionate about this. I know this is really deeply important to you.
It really is, and the reason I've been a member for 47 years, we moved here when I was just new to Denver, had a new baby, and needed something to do for my brain, and I thought it was a way to find out how the city government works, and what's going on. Besides we do the ballot issue pamphlet, which I think is really important.
Right.
We do forums for the elections. And I just feel it's really important for everybody to be involved and make informed decisions. And although I worked for the League for 17 years too, I'm just passionate about what they do and what they can offer to citizens, and encourage citizens to be a part of what's going on and the decisions that affect them every day.
Because you also go out and encourage people to vote.
Absolutely.
Encourage people to get registered to vote.
Absolutely, we do that. And
you must be frustrated by voter turnout in these
yes, and you think
elections.
About women who were suffragettes and worked so hard for people to get the vote. They put their lives on the line, as we said earlier, and it's just very frustrating for me to have less than 50% of the people when it's it's free to vote.
Right, absolutely.
And in Colorado, all you have to do is fill out your ballot at home and send it in. There's no excuses, but anyway.
Pretty simple.
So we're excited to be celebrating our...
Yes, tell us more about the 85th celebration.
Yes, so you're going to be there, and we're very glad you're going to be helping us out.
Thank you for asking me to MC, yes.
Yes, and we're going to be presenting at that, sort of unveiling our new history.
Yeah. There we go.
Of the League. It's sort of, we found some minutes from way back in the 30s and 40s, so that's in there. And then we have interviews by a lot of the different presidents over the last maybe 20 years, the League presidents, and a few other things, articles of interest that were in the paper. Gives you a good sense of what we have been involved with a long time. So at the Brown Palace on September 14th.
Okay. Well, Well, thank you so much for being here to tell us more about the League of Women Voters, and we look forward to the luncheon. So we will see you there. Thank you so much. All right. You know, right now we're all waiting to see what destruction Hurricane Irma leaves behind in Florida. But the cleanup and rebuilding process in Texas, where Hurricane Harvey passed through 2 weeks ago, that is already underway. Look at these piles of trash and debris, a lot of it drywall from inside the homes. And now all the nation's former living presidents have come together to help raise awareness and funds for that effort.
Hurricane Harvey brought terrible destruction, but it also brought out the best in humanity.
As former presidents, we wanted to help our fellow Americans begin to recover.
Our friends in Texas, including Presidents Bush 41 and 43, are doing just that.
People are hurting down here, but as one Texan put it, we've got more love in Texas than water.
We love you, Texas.
Donate to oneamericaappeal.org. We are all in this together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done. Now, we hope that you can join Denver 7 tomorrow morning when we, along with the Red Cross, raise money to help with relief efforts in both Florida and Texas. As we watch Irma, it looks like it could do a lot more damage than Harvey. We all need to do our part to help, so be sure and join us on Denver 7 News starting at 6 a.m. all the way through our 5 p.m. newscasts to learn how you can help, and we can join in this together. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you back here next Sunday for another edition of Politics Unplugged.